Cats may look calm, even indifferent, but behind those ancient, unblinking eyes lives a mind that catalogs every experience, every kindness, and every betrayal. A single moment can quietly shift the way a cat sees its world, and the way it sees you. The question is, do you know which moments those are? Welcome! Today, we're stepping inside the feline mind, a place shaped by millions of years of instinct, survival, and emotional complexity that most people dramatically underestimate. Cats are not simply aloof or unfeeling. Research in animal behavior and cognitive ethology tells us something far more fascinating. Cats form deep emotional associations with their experiences, and some of those associations, once formed, are nearly impossible to undo. This isn't about guilt or punishment. It's about understanding your cat on a biological and psychological level, so you can build the kind of trust that lasts a lifetime. Here are 10 things a cat will never truly forgive. Number 1. Forced physical contact. Touch is sacred to a cat. Unlike dogs, who evolved alongside humans in close pack-like structures, cats descended from largely solitary hunters. Physical contact in the wild was mostly reserved for mating, mothers with kittens, or conflict. So when a human grabs, squeezes, or restrains a cat against its will, the cat doesn't interpret this as affection. It interprets it as a threat. Studies from the University of Edinburgh have shown that cats exhibit measurable stress responses, elevated cortisol levels, increased heart rate, when they are restrained without consent. And cats remember stress. Their hippocampus, the brain region associated with memory, encodes frightening experiences with remarkable precision. That well-meaning hug? To a cat, it may feel like being trapped by a predator. Repeat this experience enough, and the cat doesn't forget who caused that feeling. Number 2. Sudden loud noises. A cat's hearing is extraordinary, capable of detecting frequencies far beyond human range, rotating each ear independently like a radar dish scanning for danger. This is a survival tool, built for detecting the faintest rustle of prey or the approach of a predator. But this sensitivity comes with a cost. When the human world suddenly erupts, a dropped pan, a shouted argument, an unexpected burst of music, the cat's nervous system responds as though danger is real and immediate. The amygdala floods the brain with alarm signals. Adrenaline surges. If those moments happen frequently and unpredictably, cats begin to associate certain environments, or certain people, with the feeling of being unsafe. Over time, they withdraw, they stop approaching, they stop trusting. And that distance, once established, is remarkably hard to close. Number 3. Introducing change without warning. Cats are creatures of extraordinary routine. They map their environment with meticulous detail. The position of furniture, the smell of a room, the pattern of daily sounds. This mental map isn't a quirk, it's a survival mechanism. In the wild, knowing your territory intimately could mean the difference between life and death. So when you rearrange the furniture, bring home a new pet, or move to a different home without any gradual transition, you aren't just inconveniencing your cat. You are dismantling the mental architecture of its safe world. Dr. Sharon Crowell Davis, a veterinary behaviorist at the University of Georgia, has documented how environmental disruption is one of the leading triggers of feline anxiety. Cats may stop eating, begin hiding, or develop stress-related health issues, all because their world changed too fast. They don't forget that you let it happen. Number 4. Punishment. Here is one of the most important things any cat owner can understand. Cats do not respond to punishment the way dogs do. Dogs evolved to read human social hierarchy and respond to correction. Cats did not. When you yell at a cat, spray it with water, or physically scold it, the cat does not connect your reaction to its behavior. What it connects your reaction to is you. You become the source of fear and unpredictability. Research consistently shows that punishment-based approaches in cats do not reduce unwanted behavior, they only damage the relationship. A cat that is punished repeatedly learns one lesson with absolute clarity: this human is not safe. And from that conclusion, it will organize its entire life accordingly. Number 5. Ignoring pain or illness. Cats are masters of concealment. Showing vulnerability in the wild is dangerous, so evolution has wired them to hide pain, mask illness, and maintain the appearance of normalcy for as long as possible. This makes them notoriously difficult to read. But cats are also remarkably aware of how humans respond to their signals. When a cat is unwell and reaches out, sitting unusually close, vocalizing differently, behaving out of character, and those signals go unnoticed or dismissed, something registers in the cat's emotional memory. It reached out. Nothing happened. Over time, cats that feel consistently unseen withdraw further. They stop seeking comfort. They manage their vulnerability alone. And in doing so, they quietly close a door in the relationship that once stood open. Number 6. Exposing them to strangers without preparation. A cat's social world is built slowly and deliberately. Trust is not given, it is earned through repetition, patience, and the gradual establishment of safety. When strangers enter that world abruptly, especially in large numbers or with loud, enthusiastic energy, the cat's threat assessment system activates immediately. Feline ethologists observe that cats use scent, sound, and slow visual exposure to evaluate new individuals. When this process is bypassed, when a visitor reaches for the cat before it has consented to the interaction, the cat experiences what behaviorists call a trust violation. And because cats have excellent associative memory, they will remember not just the stranger, but the person who brought that stranger into their sanctuary. Number 7. Inconsistency. Cats thrive on predictability. They learn the rhythms of their household, feeding times, your comings and goings, the patterns of daily life, and they organize their sense of safety around these rhythms. When your behavior becomes inconsistent, when affection comes and goes unpredictably, when rules shift without reason, the cat cannot build a stable emotional framework around you. Behavioral scientists refer to this as unpredictable social interaction, and in cats, it is a significant stressor. A cat that cannot predict how you will behave cannot fully trust you. It will always keep a portion of itself in reserve, waiting for the world to shift again. Number 8. Betrayal of the veterinary visit. This one is familiar to almost every cat owner. You place the carrier on the floor. The cat, who was perfectly calm moments ago, disappears. This isn't coincidence. This is memory. Cats associate the carrier, the car ride, the clinical smell of a veterinary office, and the physical handling that follows into a single, coherent, deeply unpleasant experience. And critically, they associate the person who initiated that experience, you, with the discomfort that followed. Research published in the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery notes that veterinary-related stress is one of the most commonly reported concerns among cat owners. The key insight is this: cats don't distinguish between your intention and their experience. You meant to help. They only felt the fear. Number 9. Violating their territory. A cat's territory is more than physical space. It is a sensory landscape, layered with their scent, their visual markers, their chosen resting places. Introducing a new animal without careful, gradual transition is one of the most disruptive things that can happen in a cat's life. The existing cat experiences this as a fundamental threat to its resources and its identity within the home. Depending on the individual animal, the response may be aggression, withdrawal, or prolonged anxiety. And again, the cat's memory is long. Months or even years after a poor introduction, behavioral echoes of that original disruption can persist in how a cat relates to both the newcomer and the humans who allowed the conflict to happen. Number 10. Being ignored at the wrong moment. Cats choose when to seek connection, and that choice, for an animal that values control above almost everything else, is enormously significant. When a cat approaches you, sits near you, makes eye contact, or vocalizes softly in your direction, it is extending an invitation. It has assessed the situation and decided that closeness is worth the vulnerability. When that invitation is repeatedly declined, when you are too busy, too distracted, too absorbed in a screen, the cat learns. It learns that reaching out yields nothing, and slowly, quietly, it stops reaching out at all. Not out of stubbornness, out of self-preservation. Studies on feline attachment, including the landmark 2019 research from Oregon State University, confirm that cats do form genuine attachment bonds with their human caregivers. Those bonds require maintenance. They require presence. And when that presence is consistently withheld, the bond does not break dramatically. It simply fades. There is something quietly profound about sharing your life with a cat. They do not offer trust easily. They do not forgive carelessly, and perhaps that is exactly what makes their affection so rare and so worth understanding. A cat that chooses to be near you has made a deliberate decision, one shaped by memory, instinct, and something that science is only beginning to fully appreciate. The more we learn about what cats feel, the more clearly we see that they deserve not just our affection, but our understanding. If you want to go deeper into the fascinating world of feline behavior, our next video explores how cats actually communicate with their eyes, ears, and tails, and what they're really trying to tell you. You won't look at your cat the same way again. If this video gave you a new perspective on your cat, consider subscribing. New episodes on animal behavior, instinct, and the science of the animals we love are released every week. Until next time, watch closely. Your cat already is.